Hey guys, it's New Year's Eve, so I figured I would do an update because these plants have grown pretty quickly. The last time that I did a video, I cranked the lighting up, and they've really taken off, the plants. So um, they're looking pretty good, and the grass is growing in. So um, eventually, the grass is beginning to spread because you can see it at the bottom. So eventually, I'll have to start trying to kind of control where it goes. Which I'm not too worried about where it goes because it stays short, but I will try to control it so it doesn't move into my blood vomits. But so the grass that I had grown, you can see it's starting to bend. It's when you first plant it, it's all straight. It starts to bend, but you can see here, this is the new growth. See it popping up, and you can see it here. It's like this one piece sticking out here by this dude. But yeah, we'll see how the growth has been since I increased the lighting. Now, one thing about increasing the lighting is I have gotten a little bit, just a tiny bit, of little black puffs of algae on some of the wood. But I scrubbed some off with a toothbrush yesterday off of this piece and some of the wood over here where it gets it more. And I did give it a little squirt of peroxide. And I don't know. It's not really unmanageable. It's all right. I did another thing. I took all this moss was getting really big, so I just get in there and I go on the side and I grab a big clump with my fingers and I just pull it off. So I peel off all the big extra parts, and then we end up with the little bit like this, so that it can grow back. So we'll see if that helps kind of control the moss from growing everywhere. If I leave this moss alone and never touch it, it will get super big and fluffy, and then it will go everywhere, and then the whole, like everything it touches, it'll start attaching to. Now down here at the bottom, which I'm kind of glad really, but right here at the bottom you can see it doesn't really, it kind of turns white or brown at the bottom here and dies out a little bit. I think that's because the fluffy part over the top of it was covering it, so it wasn't really getting light. But that's kind of a good thing because I don't want it growing over here and spreading that into this territory. This little territory here I'm going to try to keep marked off for these guys. These are my little blood vomits, and that's like my only special plant that I just need to make sure doesn't get overgrown by anything. Since cranking the light also, my one piece of Ludwigia white has grown a little bit. I think the reason it hasn't really grown is mainly because there's no pigmentation in it, so it, with the lack of I don't know if it's a lack of chlorophyll or what, because it's white or slightly pink. Basically it needs a lot higher light, like super high light, to really utilize it. We're due for a trim here, obviously, but I don't really want to trim it this week. I like how it looks, so I'm gonna leave it. So you can see how it's all out of control here. I will have to trim this down because the thing is, back here, see the rotullas are starting to grow forward, like over, like this way, past the piece of wood. But and the couple pieces of stargrass are growing like right here. You can see this one rotula coming out like this. And the thing is, right here, I have the Cryptspiralis tiger in here. And you can see it's kind of getting buried in plants again, which is always my problem with the Spiralis tiger. I'm thinking about taking it from this hole here. It's actually two of them. It's one and a tiny little one. which really I think the big one is like growing out everywhere, and the tiny one is either still in there and it's one of these sprouts, or it's melted